If you want portfolio security, you want capital appreciation, and you want steady dividend, then this video is for you. Okay, let's forget all those high sounding words. If you want your basket of investment to remain safe without leaking out through any basket hole, if you want them to not come out of this hole and you want something that will pad the bottom of your basket, this video is for you. Continue watching on and I'll tell you 5 banking stocks that you can use to pad the security of your portfolio so your portfolio can survive any kind of economic wahala that might come up. You're welcome to Independently Tessa. If you're new here, thank you for clicking. Any very returning viewer, thank you for coming back. This video I'll be telling you about 5 banking stocks that are standing out in this 2026, why they are standing out, their dividend expectation, and the fair bid price you can actually bid for them in the stock exchange. Please be aware that this is not a financial advice. My advice for you is for you to always do your own research before you jump into any advice you might hear. And in number 5 of these stocks, we have Access Holding. Access Holding is a company that values aggressive expansion. They are into aggressive expansion. If you know anything about Access Holding, you know how much companies they've acquired over the years and how aggressive they are in merging with other companies. Of course, they've slowed down a bit in recent time, but there's been certain new managerial shifts and changes going on in Access Holding. There's been a change where a CEO with quite an extensive repertoire, like Harrisway, is amazing, and she's the new CEO of Access Bank. We are hoping, fingers crossed, that she's going to do amazing things in Access Bank, and that is going to increase profits for the whole Access Holding. Access Holding does have an excellent track record when it comes to dividend payment, though of course it's a little bit lower than most of the organizations at their level, but still they have done an excellent job. They have an excellent history of dividend payment. They might have slowed down a bit in recent time, but they have more growth potential, more than a lot of their peers in the banking sector. This year, based on how they performed in the past year, hopefully we'll be looking at 1 naira 30 kobo to 2 naira per share for this year 2026 full year dividend. And if you're going to be bidding for Access Bank on the NGX floor, then the fair bid price for Access Bank is going to be about 18 naira to 20 naira if you can get a hold of this low bid price. Please be aware, these bids are for long-term hold only. For someone who does swing trade, you might want to wait a bit to see if the price will go down so you can take a position. Or for someone who does day trade, this might not be worth it, as you might want to wait for a lower price before you take a position. But please note that this particular video is for people who want passive income building, steady capital appreciation, and steady growth. Not swing trade, not day trade, steady portfolio growth. Moving on. And number 4, we are going to UBA Africa. Like, UBA, I feel like UBA is really overlooked by many people in the banking industry. I don't know about you, but me, I even overlooked UBA a lot. UBA is a bank that has pan-African reach. This means it has its roots in many African countries. Its profit don't just come from Nigeria only. So I don't know why people always overlook that stock. And I feel like the price is even quoted on the NGX is kind of undervalued, but still, we still want it cheaper. Undervalued or not, we still want it cheaper because we want to get an amazing price on our money and we want to actually maximize our profit. So of course, we're always going to want it cheaper, but honestly, it's honestly undervalued for how much reach it has. Though I think in this 2026, people are finally starting to take note of UBA because its stock went up beyond what I expected. I was actually planning to go in for more, but then I realized, okay, this stock actually went up. So I think people are finally beginning to take notice of UBA. You should notice that they are a steady dividend churning machine. They don't fail you on that. Think about it. Nigerian economy don't shake them much because they don't just draw from Nigerian economy. They draw from the economy of other African countries combined. So that is where their huge advantage comes from. And hopefully this year we are looking at the dividend of 1 naira 80 kobo, 2 naira 30 kobo per share. So because people have started to notice UBA, if you're going to be bidding for UBA at this particular point in time, then the fair bid price I think for UBA would be about 39 naira 50 kobo, or you can actually bid for 40 naira, 41 naira 50 kobo, 41 naira 30 kobo to see if anybody will be desperate enough or willing to sell. But at this point in time, the shares are in green, everything is up. Nobody is willing to sell at a lower price. But if you're a long-term investor with a long-term view towards passive income, towards steady capital appreciation, then my advice for you would be to go into the floor of the NGX, look at the cheapest offer of UBA available, then just place your bid and just think in 1 year time, 2 year time, you don't know where it will be. Like many long-term investors, I have this mindset that over time, what is small will always grow bigger, and that is the Warren Buffett mindset. Just think, if I buy this stock today and the stock is at its most expensive, even if it's 100 naira, stock will not remain 100 naira in 2 years time, 3 years time, 4 years time. Definitely not. As long as this company has steady financials, as long as this company is growing, as long as this company is expanding in the market, then for sure in a few years time this company will stand strong. And definitely in a few years time this company will not just be worth 100 naira. In 5 years time this company might be worth 1,000, this company might be worth 5,000. 5,000 per share. You never know. That is the good thing about the stock market. Even if you might not make short-term profit, if you have patience, play the long game, then look at the stock market as a baby that is growing up, and at some point that baby will become an adult, then for sure you are bound to make it in the stock market. So this is why most of the videos I make are for long-term investors. The stock market has a way of surprising you with profits, but please don't go in with that mindset. Go in with the mindset of a long-time investor. So when the profit actually does surprise you and come, you're happy, you're excited. When it doesn't come, you know you're playing the long game and not the short game. Next, for number 3, we are going to be looking at Stanbic IBTC holding. I think Stanbic has that middle brother vibe, middle child, I'll say. Stanbic has that middle child vibe that is steady, conservative, long term, there in the background, playing the steady game. But everybody who is everybody and everybody who matters knows that middle child is there quietly walking in the background, carrying a lot of weight, and they all have a piece of that middle child. Stanbic holding is conservative, investment is conservative, but they are a steady dividend passive income generator. You can always trust them on that. They will come true for you, which is why all our big brother investors have a piece of Stanbic IBTC holding. It is a steady dividend payer and it is a steady passive income generator for you if you decide to take a position. Right now, Stanbic IBTC has gone up. Last I checked in the market, it was already at 118. I think for Stanbic IBTC, if you're a swing trade, you might try to place a bid for 107 naira, 105 naira, and hope someone is desperate to sell. But I don't think anyone will be desperate because that's not the time of the year for that. People are not desperate this time of the year. People are accumulating this time of the year. So stocks are up. If you're a long-term investor with a long-time view, I might suggest you place a bid for 117 naira, 115 naira, and hope that it's going to come down low enough for you to take a position. And this year, we are hoping and praying for a dividend of at least 3 naira to 3 naira 50 kobo per share. And please, something to take note about when it comes to dividend. The more you have, the more you earn. Of course, I always advocate for starting with whatever you have. I always advocate for, even if you have 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, buy. But that doesn't mean you buy those and keep it and say, oh, I'm going to be earning dividend on that. You might be surprised when you see only 100 naira or 50 naira dividend payment in your alert. That doesn't sound nice. You keep hearing people talking about dividend payment, and when your alert comes in, you see an alert of 500 naira, 700 naira dividend payment. It's not fun at all. So this is why I always try to make it known that if you're thinking of earning dividend as passive income, always remember, the more shares you have, the more dividend you earn. You can't just get only 100 shares. You can't get only 200, 1,000, keep it there and think, oh, I'm going to be earning passive income on this. You're going to be disappointed by the alert you end up seeing. So please, if you're going to be accumulating these shares for dividend payment, try to accumulate as much as you can. Try to get as many as you can. That way, when your alert comes in, you actually see something to make you smile about and not something to go, oh, this is all? This is disappointing. Moving on. At number 2, we have GT. Who expected that? I think many people expected that GT to come. I mean, if you kind of have knowledge of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, you would expect GT to be coming at some point. I mean, you'd be like, she hasn't called GT yet. Oh, she hasn't mentioned GT yet, because everybody in Nigeria knows GT. GT is that second brother that seems to have lots of money, that seems to have lots of cash. You know, that second brother that drives the best cars, that wears the best clothes, flashes money, wears the Rolex watch, you know. I don't know if I'm the only one, but that's the perception I have of GT Bank. Like, they have lots of cash, have lots of money to throw around, and it's very, very stylish. And I'm correct. GT has a lot of cash inflow. Of course, they went through restructuring recently, and the restructuring really shook them up a lot. It affected their management, affected their system, affected how everything was working. But honestly, many investors still placed hope on them. There's a reason for that. GT Bank has consistent cash flow. GT Bank is listed on the London Stock Exchange. GT Bank has high interest on their equity. GT Bank, in fact, I cannot say enough about GT Bank and how awesome that bank was. Of course, if you did not take position in GT Bank last year, you missed. They were really down red a lot last year. I took the opportunity and I went in last year, and believe me, this bank has gone up. Between last year and this year, this bank went from 88 naira, which I took position in, and is now at 100 naira or 102 naira. And I'm very, very proud of that, big brother, because GT Bank is going to bounce back. One thing you should know about GT Bank: they are not stingy at all. When GT Bank performs well, it actually rewards its investors. It is willing to reward investors for sticking with them. So that is one thing you can trust GT Bank on. Despite what they went through, they are going to bounce back and they are going to be fine, and they are going to go back to the amazing second brother that flashes money and throws money at people who believed in them and stayed with them. So if they're going to be willing to reward us this year, hopefully we'll be looking at 3 naira 50 kobo to 4 naira 20 kobo per share, and that is going to be awesome. Make sure not to miss it. If you're going to be placing a bid for GT Bank on Nigerian Stock Exchange and you don't want to go for full bid, then my suggestion is for you to bid at 97.98. Hopefully someone will be willing to sell to you. Hopefully it will come down. But if you're a true-hearted long-term investor looking at the long term, then please go in for market price, gather as much as you can gather, and then wait for your dividend alert to come in while you're sleeping, early morning or in the midnight, and you wake up with joy and gladness. And now finally going to the number one. At this point, through all these things I've been saying, who has guessed what number one would be? Say it in the comment section. If you've gotten up to this point and you've already guessed who number one is going to be or what number one is going to be, please say it in the comment section. Let me see who is kind of up to date on the Nigerian market and who is actually doing their research when it comes to the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And yes, you're right if you wrote Zenith Bank, the big brother. The big brother. I don't know. I usually am able to classify companies according to little brother, big brother, middle brother. I'm usually able to tell like what their nature is. Zenith Bank is like this proud big brother. He doesn't really flash his wealth. He doesn't make too much noise, but you know he's wealthy. You know he makes money and he's wealthy, but he's not really that flashy. He's just this red color in the background that is letting you know, no matter what you do, I'm still the big brother. I don't know. I have a vivid imagination. But yes, we're talking about Big Brother Zenith. Big Brother Z is the dividend paying king of the Nigerian banking sector. He has strong capital. He has conservative risk management that doesn't take it too far. And he has seen steady profit even in the whole Nigerian economic wahala. He has always kept it steady for years. He has kept it going. And he has always rewarded his investors who have stuck by him and seen him through the whole hard times. Hopefully this year we will sit on the edge of our seat while waiting for at least 4 naira per share. Like fingers crossed, God is good. Hopefully we are going to be getting 4 naira per share. It is amazing. And the good thing about Big Brother Z is the fact that he's actually cheaper than some of the shares out there. And if you're going to be bidding for Big Brother Z on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, you can bid for actually 70 naira, 72 naira. Please, if you know you're a long-term investor with a view for the long term, then please go ahead and go for Big Brother Z with the market price. I don't know what you're waiting for. Many people wait for stock to come down. This stock never comes down and goes up, and then unfortunately it never comes down. Then they regret it for the rest of their life. I was there when Aradel was selling for 550, and then I kept bidding low. I never wanted to go higher than that. I kept bidding low, and before you know it, hopefully Aradel will come down and I'll take a position. Aradel never came down. I saw Aradel jump to 600 and 650, 680, and I just kept bidding low, hoping it was going to come down. It never came down. And now Aradel is almost at 900, and I'm just angry that I don't have Aradel in my portfolio. Don't be like me, guys. Don't be like me. If you're a long-term investor, don't be cheap, okay? If you see a stock and you think this stock has the potential to go high, then please just go in for this stock. Don't worry about it, because I'm in pain that I don't have Aradel in my portfolio right now. Like, one thing you should know about me is if I don't buy stocks when they are cheaper, but I want them so much, but I don't get them when they're cheaper, whether I see them just keep going higher and higher, I can't bring myself to buy them. I'm not that type of investor. I can't. I saw you when you were 500. How do I bring myself to buy you at 900? Okay, I'm calm. In the comment section, someone please advise me. Should I go for Aradel at 900 or should I wait? I'm confused. Okay, moving on. If you want passive income from some of the most steady banks in Nigeria, then guys, this is your best bet. These are the heavy giants who still have lots of room for growth. Of course, there are other banks there, but I'm talking of the steady giants that would see your portfolio through tough times, through hard times, through inflation, through economic wahala. You should do your research, guys. Study about these guys. Read about them. Read about their past dividend. Read about their financials. Read about their income, their expenses, and it will shock you. And if you believe in them, if you actually have an account in any of them or all of them, advice for you at this point in time is to actually go for their market price. Just close your eyes and go for their market price. If you trust in these guys and you appreciate their commitment to steady dividend payments to their investors, then what are you waiting for? please go take a position. If you are the type of investor that is mixed, you're going in for capital appreciation mixed with long term, you're going in for swing trade. There are different type of investors: conservative, high risk, depending on what you want, long term, swing trade, day trade. Go watch this video. I have a video here. It will help you decide which type of investor you are or which type of investor you want to be. Depending on that, you can place a bid for whatever price you feel these shares are worth. After you've done your proper research, you can place a bid on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Comment below which stocks you already have or which stock you're thinking of purchasing to add to your portfolio. Next, I'm going to be making a video of how to actually retrieve your shares. If you've ever gotten a share through public offer, or if your parents, your grandparents, father, grandma, any family member has ever gotten a shares through public rights offers and then have lost these shares or don't know how to retrieve them. Next, I'm going to be making a video of how you can retrieve these shares and how all the dividends that have been accumulated since these shares were purchased can be paid to you or your family member. Honestly, if you can retrieve the shares your family members have gotten and they actually paid dividend over the years, and these dividends are paid to you, it's actually like free money. And think of how much the money would have appreciated at this point in time. It's like getting free money. It's like an inheritance. It is sweet. Nothing is sweeter than free money. So next, I'll be seeing you there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.